Zel Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one. In today's video, we're continuing the best series. Today, we're on to the midfielders. Lots of spicy ones in here. In these series, what I will do is I'll go through the five major leagues. So I'm talking La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, French League, and Prem. The Dutch League, Portuguese League will have some players who could have made this series, but due to the ceiling in those leagues being quite low, hard to fit these players in, I don't include them because they're not really going to make it to best teams. So like Pepe from, I think he's at Porto now in the Portuguese League, he would have made the best defenders if he was a Prem player with the exact same stats. He's just too hard, in my opinion, to fit into a team, so he's not in it. We're going to start off with La Liga on this one, save Prem till last. La Liga has some pretty good midfielders. This is the worst I think I've ever seen La Liga, though, as an overall league. It's not too bad a league to start in, but to begin with, it is to finish with, it's just not an end game league at the moment. It's worse than probably Bundesliga, Prem, and French League. We're starting with Depaul. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Ideally, for a midfielder who's going to be decent going forward, I want them to have at least 4 stars on one of the stats. On this year's game, I prefer the weak foot, but 3-star weak foot, you can get away with it, but they're not going to be an elite midfielder. Obviously, on this list, I'm not going to just put Kevin De Bruyne, Kimmich players. There's going to be a mix. It's going to be all these players are amongst the top ones, but there's going to be a gap still between some of them. The general stats we're going to want for midfield is going to depend on the type of midfielder they are. So Depaul is clearly more of an attack-minded one, but there's not really going to be any midfielders on this list who are completely one-dimensional. You might get a few like destroyer defensive mid-types who obviously that's their role, but for the most part midfielders I'm going to want versatile all-rounded players. Federico Valverde, 3-star skill moves, and a nice upgrade this year with that 4-star weak foot. I feel like they've slightly improved his shooting as well, which is nice. Very good start one. He's probably one of the most elite midfielders in the game. With a shadow or a hunter, you get him to 99 sprint speed. Fantastic card to start the year off with, and very cheap. Let me go look at Footwiz actually and see what his price is. I feel like this card is crazy cheap, considering how good he is. Yeah, he's like 40k. 40k for that guy is an absolute steal. Like, there's no way that card. He'll be better than a lot of icon midfielders. Marcus Sorente. This guy is definitely in the debate for best non-icon midfielder. Like I said, we're going to do a separate series for icons because icons are absolute cracked. Like Hull, it's going to be way better than any of these type of midfielders. But Llorente does have a bit of everything, to be honest. He is nearly in the Hullet gang. If he had 80 defending, he would be. That 4-star weak foot's nice. He's one of the quickest midfielders in the game. He can shoot. His passing is good on the key stats. He's solid on the ball. His defending would be around 80 if it weren't for the heading accuracy. And then he's got good physicals with high, medium work rate. Really like this card. Llorente will make it into a lot of top teams this year. Another top player, I would say Llorente de Jong. Are probably the top 5 midfielders out of non-icons at the moment. De Jong doesn't have the weak foot, which is a shame. If he had the 4-star weak foot, he definitely would be in the debate for best midfielder. I think Llorente having that weak foot does edge it over him. But Frankie, very nice player. Elite passing. I feel like he's got a pace boost this year. Solid defending and physical. Elite dribbling. And the shooting is usable. I think the lack of high-end finishing, I would say 80 plus finishing at this point in the game is high-end finishing on a midfielder. But the lack of that and the 3-star weak foot probably don't allow him to be the top midfielder. He'd be a great pairing, though, with Llorente. Zakaria, he's probably one of the more one-dimensional midfielders on this list. 3-star. Very cheap for what he offers, though, and an absolute beast. I call him the Swiss Vieira for a good reason. Very good value. And as a destroyer, is one of the best. Emre Can, 87 sprint speed is very nice. The acceleration lets him down a bit. 4-star weak foot, though. He's very well rounded. He's a little bit like a Marcus Llorente, but quite a lot less excel and then quite a bit worse on a few of the other stats. But again, very close to the Hullet gang. One of the best value players in the game. Sabitsa, 4-star weak foot. I feel like there's a lot of 3-4 3s players that I'm seeing. But Sabitsa, now with the Bayern Munich League, is very good. Some of these players might not be at the elite end, but I'm trying to get a mix from each league. Basically, I don't want you to be only in one league and then watch this video and have no options. Sabitsa, a bit weak defensively, a bit more of an attack-minded one, but again, would be a great partnership with Zakaria. Goretzka, for me, is probably him, Llorente, or maybe De Bruyne for best midfielder in the game. Goretzka is the first non-icon in the Hullet gang, I think. At least first like gold card. Obviously, you'll get team of the seasons and stuff. But for a gold card to start with these stats, it's pretty outrageous. I feel like he's another 3/4. Yep, he's tall, elite physically. If you see how Goretzka is compared to a few years ago, he's absolutely shredded now, man. The guy's an absolute unit. But yet, Goretzka's crazy. He can shoot. He's got the passing stats in the right area. Solid on the ball. Very nice defending. Goretzka could be the best midfielder in the game. Kimmich, I would not be putting a card like this on previous FIFAs, but the way this game plays, Kimmich is really good. He's fantastic on the ball. He's got the elite passing, which you do notice more. Another 3/4. The pace is a bit of an issue, but I do feel you can get away with less pace on this game. This Kimmich will be very, very good. Now in Serie A, we've got Pereira, 4-star, 4-star. Not a special card, but very well rounded. Zielinski, I call him the budget Kevin De Bruyne, 4/5. Really good card. I use him in my Road to Glory. 11 goals, contributions from CDM. Very nice card. Verratti, one of the better options in the Serie A. Obviously, he's one of the bottom end players on this list, but a very well-rounded card. Kessie, top 3, at least top 5, but probably top 3 destroyer midfielders in the game. Very, very good. Doesn't really have a massive weakness. 87 physical on his card. 4-star weak for I use Kessie. You can see I really like this card. Barea, insane stats, but just let down a bit by no 4-star. He's basically the Serie A Frenkie de Jong. If you compare the stats, they're very similar in most areas. Renault Sanchez, it is crazy that a gold card is in the debate for best midfielder, but with his 4-star, 4-star, elite stats across the board, this Renault Sanchez is a really good card. You can't knock him. Renault Sanchez is good every year. If he gets it in form or 2, he's going to be crazy. Awa, 4-star, 3-star. More of a playmaker. You want to play with someone probably like Renato, but very nice. Wijnaldum, every year, very well rounded. I got a bit of a cold, it feels. Wijnaldum, 4-star, 4-star. Just very well-rounded card. PSG link's very nice. Dutch, very nice link. He doesn't really have a massive weakness. You can see every stat is above 70, except for his slide tackle. The only issue you've really got with this card is it's not very elite at anything, except maybe his dribbling for a midfielder. Verratti, similar to Kimmich on previous FIFAs, probably wouldn't have been too bothered about him. But on this game with elite dribbling passing, he will play his role very well. And Didi, great destroyer, bit slow but very good at what he does. Pogba, 5-star, 4-star, French, Man U, some of the best links in the game you can have. A little bit on the slow side. The way the big players play this year, he will not feel clunky. He's very good at what he does, but you'd want to partner him with someone who's going to do the defensive work for him. Bruno Fernandez, he would be in the debate for best midfielder if it wasn't for that 3-star weak foot downgrade. I don't really get why they downgraded that. He's a really nice card. I do really like Bruno Fernandez's card still. I don't think the weak foot hurts players quite as bad this year, but it still obviously does bring him down the pecking order of top midfielders. Kante, arguably the best card I've used this FIFA in terms of non-icons. He's insane at what he does. He's in the debate. Probably my top 5 would go Kante, Goretzka, Llorente, Kante, Goretzka, De Jong, and Kevin De Bruyne. And then you've got cards like Bruno, Renault Sanchez around there as well. This Kante, though, absolutely nutty card. Nothing I can really say bad about him in terms of the defensive side of things. Bit limited going forward with that 2-star, 3-star. But what he does best, he's insane at. And then last but not least, Kevin De Bruyne. On this game where elite passing stats are really noticeable, Kevin De Bruyne stands out. 5-star weak foot's really nice. Kevin De Bruyne is the perfect playmaker on this game. Just needs a bit more physical pace, physical defending stats to make him more well-rounded. But as a playmaker, he's elite. That is all the players we've got for today, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed this video. Appreciate your support as always. Don't forget, keep it spicy.